Good morning, humanity. It is February 20th, 2023, and the favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. Hi, everybody. My name's Paul,
Good morning. This is Bev.
and it is February 20th. It is President's Day, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
want to honor the president of the International Foundation of Biomagnetics, Bev Wood.
Oh,
Yoo-hoo!
thank you.
It's your day. I would have
It's
sent you
my day.
flowers, but
And
I don't think they have a florist in Tombstone. So
no,
I could
oh,
send
that's
you some
sweet.
tumbleweeds.
Yes, plenty of those on the road.
Yes, sir. We really do honor you. We thank you for taking the foundation all these years in a direction that's clear, uh, rallying people to help with the board, and you've just done an awesome job. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Well,
Yes.
I'm my honor to work with you, of course. My goodness, I wouldn't be doing this if you hadn't asked me.
You mean pushed you?
Yeah, you did that a lot too, but it's been wonderful.
All right. So today, folks, we are going to hit the hot topic called energy.
Woo.
I was inspired by one of our practitioners trying to talk about biotouch, and everybody kept asking her, "Well, is it an energy modality? Is it an energy?" And she was like, "Well, the standard line is they don't talk about it as energy." And she did a big wink. I thought it was sort of cute. So we're
Yeah.
going to talk about, this whole concept of energy healing and how biotouch relates to that concept. And I think we need to use it as a concept right now. One of the great research specialists, Larry Dossey, wrote, and I read it decades ago, and you can look up a lot more of his information. He said, the word energy that is being used by healers and massage therapists, it's a nice word, but it's just a word that has a matter of convenience because we don't really understand what it
Right.
is. Yeah. So we can
Yes.
base on why that's why we don't really use the word biotouch as an energy modality.
Well, you know what? Let's go all the way back to what happens with the body when it is in a state of, dis-ease or imbalance, whatever you want to call it. Okay. The body is under duress. What is the best way for that body to come into a wholeness is to be in a state of neutrality. Okay. Not thinking this, not doing that, not having these concepts or whatever. This is why biotouch is here and is really important because with so the practitioner of many modalities, I'll say, already has a concept of what they think is going to happen to that body, and they're using a series of different processes and combining things, whatever. But they're thinking. Sometimes thinking pulls us out of where we need to be in a neutral state. This whole foundation, its purpose is to, number one, teach biotouch to the world, but number two, in that responsibility that encourages the growth of what we call a self-awareness within each of us, that evolving process, that growth, whatever you want to call it, we maintain a point of neutrality in everything that we speak, in everything that we are here to give to everyone so that they can make their own choices. If we step in and start calling biotouch an energy modality or we're moving energy, we have just defeated and gotten in the way of what our purpose is here. Every single person, every human being is capable of practicing, receiving, and giving biotouch.
Right.
That is one thing that we know. And this is why we don't speak those buzzwords. One of them is energy. We don't speak it because most of humanity doesn't speak like that. Anyway, biotouch is for the layman. It's not for, a specific group of people.
Right.
It's just a word.
It used to, there's another word they use, biofield therapies,
Yeah,
National Institute of Health. And, for a long time, that's about the only thing they could put biotouch into because it
right.
wasn't a manipulation technique. It wasn't using herbs. It wasn't using a projection. And so that's what people started to call it because there was nothing else to call it. But we've made great effort not to put it into some little box because again, as Bev was just saying, we want everybody to define it the way it works for them.
Right.
And if energy works for you, that's great. Some people call it spiritual. Some people call it, it reminds me, I had this discussion with this guy once, and he was explaining to me about biotouch energetically, what it does, how it moves this and that, and how you had to have an intention. And he went on and on and on. And I listened to him, as I do with anyone, and I went, well, that's real interesting, but you know something? Biotouch is just about simple intent, which we all have of love. And he turns to me and he goes, well, when you're talking at that level, nothing really matters.
Well,
My point.
yeah, exactly. And by the way, you're going to tell me what you think biotouch is. How lovely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so it really, it's nice not to have to project to figure it out. It just we're going to a conference to share this with trimester women in their trimester, and the whole idea is going to be bonding through simple touch. And that's the whole purpose of it. And bonding doesn't have to require, if it is energy, then everybody's that. Just because we're sentient beings,
Right.
okay, and we require touch. We
Right.
require, a little touch to the face, a little hand on the shoulder. If your baby falls and hurts itself, what do? You hold it.
Well, you know, people who are in these different healing fields, you know, I mean, their intention, we don't use that word either, but their intention is to help people. But here's the situation. They are, we you and I have said, well, a lot of this is putting new wine into an old bottle. They are still having a perception of, you're coming to me, I'm going to manipulate something, and I'm the healer and you're the one being healed. What did we say last show? If you think that you have to fix somebody, you've already thought that they're broken. So one of the main reasons why we hold very strongly to not putting those things out there is because we know, and everybody knows, that the power of healing is in that body already. And this is what I love about BioTouch. It encourages that self-healing, that healing. Now, it takes two people. That's a very potent process right there, because it forces two human beings to come into a rapport with each other, giving and receiving love in that moment. Years ago at a workshop, there was a couple of massage therapists. And, remember, we used to give out those couple of sets and we'd all go in the rooms and practice them, right? So I had these two massage therapists in the room, and they worked with each other, of course. And they both said to each other, how is that for you? Did I do enough for you? How do you feel? What could I have done more? On and on and on. And it was a awareness for me, because I said, it's really interesting for me to hear you say those things, because you've already doubted yourself, that you didn't do enough, or you need to have that feedback that I did everything right for you. I said, with BioTouch, there's no language required. There's for both sides. You just reach out and you just do BioTouch and touch that person lightly on the skin with love, and you trust that body to know what to do. You don't have to put any pressure on yourself going, oh my God, did I do this enough? And oh, I hope that works. And they both looked at me and said, wow, that is a sense of liberation we never really thought about.
Right.
That's what happens in healing. Let it go. Just touch.
Just touch. That's what we're trying to share with people. That's the simplicity of it. That's so, that's why we're talking about, is BioTouch an energy healing modality? It's nice that people are talking in those terms. It's nice that people are saying, hey, there's other options here in our health and healing. And that I always remember the young man who was in a coma. We had worked with him for years. And when we went into the hospital, when he was in hospice, and we would do the greeting on him, no intention, just to do the greeting, not trying to heal him or anything like that, he would always sigh. Never would do that with any of the other techniques. And he did a lot of energy work, he did a lot of prayer works, and his wife at the memorial said to us, out of all the techniques we did, BioTouch was the one technique that brought us hope. And it's just so touching and so powerful, because that is what touching another human being is all about. It gives us hope. Hope that it's going to be okay whatever I choose to do. Hope that my relationship is going to be, okay. My choices in my life are going to be okay. The things I eat are going to be okay. The doctor that I find, the energy therapist I find, the massage therapist I find, the naturopath, I'm going to find what I need. And BioTouch seems to always open that door to allow people to know what they need to do and give them the courage to act on it. That's a powerful part. And if we want to call that energy, whatever, thought, consciousness, I mean, looking up all this stuff about energy, if you look it up online, energy work, consciousness, healing, it's very complicated.
Yes.
I mean, I went into a rabbit hole yesterday looking it up, and I just went, I'm so grateful that we do something that really is simply just touch.
That you don't have to get wrapped up in all of that jargon and figuring out what I'm doing, why am I doing it, where is it coming from, where is it going.
Right. And I don't have to be given it, I don't have to be initiated, I don't have to have spirit, we've heard things too, the more spiritual you are, the better energy healer you are. Yet none of that is involved with BioTouch. Doesn't mean it's not effective. It doesn't mean that if you're doing those things that it's not a proper procedure, and that some people need that and need to meet those kinds of practitioners. But our goal is to get this to the masses of people quickly and give them something they can do immediately. That's our goal.
That's our goal.
We have just our greatest research. We're going to show it to you again. Why we touch on the skin. It's a vital part of it, but people always want to say, well, do I have to touch on the skin? Can I touch over the clothes? What happens if I don't have anybody with me? So there's all kinds of issues, but the main part is the most consistent, effective way is to touch someone on the skin. And here is our research data with that.
We have to video this. This is the reason that we touch on the skin. This is our scientific proof of why BioTouch is most effective to touch on the skin. Okay? And this is a little ping pong ball that has a circuit board inside, 2 little batteries, and then these 2 metal clips come out. Okay? Now if I just touch the 2 ends of the clips, the ball lights up. Okay? Now, not a big deal. Okay, if you touch one of the clips, and I touch the other clip, and I touch on the skin, we hold hands, the ball lights up. Oh, you said, you ain't seen nothing yet. Touch that again. Now, interestingly enough, if I try to do energy work, right, and I do it off the body, we can't get the ball to light. If I touch through the clothes, I can't get the ball to light. But the minute we touch skin to skin, the ball lights. That's just the beginning. If everybody would hold hands all the way around the circle, no, you do not do that. We're going to hold hands. All hold hands there. Sam's going to hold the tips. And then the minute I touch the other tip, the ball lights up. Now you break over there, Rick, and touch again.
It's so immediate.
Immediate. You can put 100 people in a circle, and the minute we all touch skin to skin, the ball will light up. That is our scientific proof of why we do BioTouch on the skin. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There you go. Right. Well, the beautiful thing is if anything, that ball reaffirms for all of us, I don't care what you want to call it, we are connected. That's the thing. We're connected. We always have been. We always will be. And by the way, using all these words are lovely. The one that gets me is, that all these modalities are spiritual. I've said this before. If you're on this planet, you're on a spiritual path. I don't care if you're digging a ditch or you're a guru out there. We're all the same. We're just doing it in different ways. BioTouch, though, has a common denominator. We all have the juice.
The juice.
That's what BioTouch is here to remind us that we're all the same. We're all on a spiritual path, and it can bring us together and remind us that we're connected.
So, every morning when you have your glass of juice, reach out and touch somebody. Let that be the juice. Yep. I think that's a better word. We understand juice, something you drink, and if you feel good, has the vitamin C in it, right? So let's BioTouch be the juice. There was a little while there that my audio was off, but I didn't say much of importance. We let Bev say the important things, and I just pick up after that. So
blah blah
blah blah. So again, our goal here is to teach it. Our goal is to share it. We have a great workshop coming up this Thursday. I've already met with Orit. She is going to talk to us about eyesight, and I'll tell you, there are some great points in her presentation.
Yes.
Did you listen to it? Yeah, I
love how she begins the interview.
Right.
That's a good one.
So come check it out, and then we're going to teach you the BioTouch points to work with eyesight. And then we have our next virtual training this time is going to be Saturday, March 18th. It's 9 to 4:30. 8 CE credits for massage therapists, doulas, and nurses. And we're going to use the virtual media called Zoom. Yep. Energetically, we're going to bring you BioTouch through the airwaves.
I love it.
That's right. So the big question people always have is, who's touching who? Am I touching you? Are you touching me? But we're all one nice little circle.
Put it to song.
That's it.
Put it to music.
Let's just create that circle. Call it whatever you want. Have any description you want, but let's not leave anybody out of the circle. Everybody's equal. Everybody can do this. Circle. It's just about love with a capital O in the middle. Yep. So let the circle be unbroken. And thank you, Bev, for that little dialogue. And thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you all next week for sure.
Bye.
Bye, all. If I can find out where our closing song is, it's right here.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind, and the pain is too much. What we need is BioTouch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.